Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel here today. Today we're going to be continuing our reading of Land of the Lustrous, starting here with Volume 10, where we finished off Volume 9 last time, and some shit went down. It was kind of crazy. Khan gormed all over the place. It was fully mental. And I think maybe that's even underselling it, but either way, let's make a start here with the YouTube comments. First up here we have Capella. Foss is quite easy to manipulate, really, isn't he? All he needed to go straight to destroying Sensei, although it was played off comedically, was a couple of words from Acmea that basically just put the Sensei situation in the worst possible light. I probably did want to comment on this a little bit more. I feel like Foss very quickly goes from, learning about this to let's kill Sensei. That's a jump for sure, considering Sensei embodies, I don't know, you'd call it the closest thing to a father figure, the closest thing to a parental figure at all. So that's pretty intense. We're mirroring a lot of adolescence here. It's not, out of the ordinary for when you're growing and changing to want to rebel against your creators, your parents. Again, our version's a little bit more chill than the Gems version, but still, rebelling and killing, that's another step. And I feel like, again, this is a great point from Capella. Foss potentially, despite all the change, is still kind of Fossy on the inside. And that weakness is manipulation, right? We're building a lot of stuff around blissful ignorance here, right? And if that's ultimately better. And the original Foss is definitely blissfully ignorant, right? Before learning things, changing, learning more, and then the rabbit hole we continue to go down with the story. And I guess I wouldn't call it blissful ignorance anymore, but it's just a different type of ignorance from Foss. Yeah, it's a very weird one. It's somebody who thinks they've changed. It's very teenager, as I said. It's somebody who thinks they're an adult, but they're definitely not quite there yet. Definitely not. So, yeah, we'll continue to kind of follow that line through the rest of what we have going on, again, in the kind of wake of the events of the end of last episode too. Pad Parasha has no chill at all, for sure. That's another unexpected one. I thought Pad Parasha would be a bit more of a cool head, but no, not even a conversation with Rutiel. I'm not sure that Rutiel really left the opportunity for there to be a conversation, but still, I thought that would have been nice. Immediately they're just fighting. If I had to be critical, potentially the pacing there towards the end of last volume was a little bit quick, where we just kind of go, okay, well shit, I guess we're going down with the three of us, and then the three of them go down. And then all the shit hits the fan and everything fucking all explodes at once. And I'm like, could you have paced that a little bit better? Maybe, probably. I don't know. Anyway, that's nitpicking. We don't want to do that. Next up, Khan Gorm. Really enjoyed the stage metaphor that I came up with. I was just copying stuff that I've done on the channel before. I've done a stage metaphor for Monogatari. It's obviously the Revue Starlight stuff. Utana's big with the stage metaphors too. With the whole kind of dueling arena setup and everything. I don't know. I feel like if you do this enough times, talk about things critically, or at least attempt to, you're going to start to see patterns, and you're going to start to get better at it, I think, by applying said patterns over and over again. And again, that's what's great about art in general. You can have a look and, my perspective has been tinged from what I've experienced in the past, and somebody else's perspective, like Capella's here in this comment, may be completely different. And I think that's really cool. Like, even taking it further to the nth degree here, which I really like. Hey, so again, this teenager thing, right? I've made this massive change in my life. I'm this brand new person. I want to get out on stage and show myself. I want to strut my stuff. And sometimes that comes across as a little bit cringy. Just a little bit. Like, specifically the Khan Gorm lovey-dovey stuff with Acmea. It read as cringe to me. I don't know. It was also... I didn't see it romantically initially, but yeah, definitely there now for sure. Again, teenager, same thing. Rebellious boyfriend, something akin to that. And again, like I feel like I'm underselling it because it's on a way larger, grander scale than that, obviously, but it's kind of the same things. It's maybe this kind of universal truth to it all a little bit. I don't know. I wanted to talk about this stuff as well. So, yeah, I understand Khan Gorm's perspective. Again, like, I want to be my own person. I want to outgrow this ghost thing that I had before, this outer shell that was like kind of keeping me within. I want to complete my metamorphosis, of course, that kind of whole butterfly motif, which is very clearly coming through with the costume design now. Holy shit, missed that one. Yeah, definitely a butterfly thing for sure. So you've gone from, again, caterpillar to cocoon to butterfly, and you feel like you can't fully be your butterfly self without, you know, shedding this extra ghost part that's on your eye or whatever, right? You may see it as somewhat of a curse. And that reminds me of another character. That reminds me of Cinnabar. Cinnabar kind of has this curse, per se, with the poison. But again, the whole point isn't, again, shedding the poison, getting rid of the poison. The whole point is finding something that Cinnabar can do with the poison. You know? It's a curse only if you believe it's a curse. And it can be a strength if you believe it's a strength. I don't know. Same thing going on there with Cairngorm, I feel. But obviously he's gone in a different direction and has shed almost all their personality and is becoming somebody new. Again, this manga gets me talking like crazy, so I better make a bit of a wriggle on here, but yeah, there's lots to talk about for sure. Next up here we have Iwayuru with the last comment here today. So I pretty explicitly took the Acmea stuff in a political direction, again, seeing a lot of like capitalist, kind of live for yourself, make your own destiny, manifest destiny type stuff too. A lot of what Acme is trying to do, down to character design and quotes and blah, 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 lots of stuff there. But the part I probably ignored in all of this is gender and analyzing the Cairngorm gender side. That's probably the part I left out and probably my biggest regret from last session, because it was immediately brought up by the Discord that Cairngorm gets a lot more feminine after, you know, the change. And I don't know how to feel about that. Because, again, you should be whatever you want to be. That's, again, your prerogative and all that kind of stuff. But your self-expression and your big, you know, stepping out, coming out party, if this is the gender identity you want to, you know, outwardly portray, attaching it to immediately becoming shackled to some other guy is kind of shitty. I don't know. I don't feel like that's particularly liberating. Like, it's like coming out to your family or something and then at that same point saying, I'm also getting married to the schlub over here. It doesn't read as it should, I think. But again, it clearly fascinating. And there's more to do there. There's probably better people more versed on the subject who talk about it. Probably going to leave it there. This isn't what this kind of comment was going into, but it just reminded me of it. Learning that Untark was unrecoverable, another big moment there for Foss. Again, what am I doing this for? The impetus for everything. Well-trodden ground for me in the series. And yeah, then it's Cairngorm time. Cairngorm does a lot of cool stuff. Really liked the scene with Ghost dragging them away. Yeah. You can read it two ways. Again, Ghost is shackling Cairngorm because I've always had you shackled inside me and I want to take possession of you and force you to do this certain thing. Or it could be Ghost, or whatever vestige there is of Ghost, actually embracing Cairngorm and actually trying to protect Cairngorm from the Acmea guy who may not be kind of evil. Well, not evil, but I mean, he double-crossed us. That's probably no good. But yeah, you could read it as shackling or you can read it as protective. It's an interesting one, and again, it's kind of ambiguous on purpose. We expound upon this here. There's a lot to be said on whether there's a real curse on Cairngorm by Ghost stifling them from expressing their individuality and being a dedicated protector for Foss, or whether it's all psychological. Acmea is a dubious little creature, of course. Yeah, I'm probably leaning towards column B on that one, but time will tell. And again, it's a matter of extremes, right? And it's a matter of if the change is overly radical. It's one thing, you know, casting aside this thing that shackles you to one person, that makes you obsessed and want to protect this other person. It's one thing to cast that aside, and then it's another thing entirely to backstab that person. It's another thing entirely to disregard all of the gems that are down on fucking Earth or whatever. It's another thing entirely to, like, do whatever the fuck Cairngorm did, right? It's you know, it's Goldilocks. Let's try and hit a little bit of a middle instead of going for all these extremes. Did we talk about this a bit later? No, but we talked about it on the Discord a little bit. So as this thing was coming out, there was a lot of backlash on kind of Cairngorm by the fandom. They didn't really vibe with what Cairngorm was doing, and I think this is room for that conversation that I think I've had on the channel before, which is me not agreeing with the character's actions on a moral level isn't the same as the character being bad. It isn't the same as the character sucking or the fiction sucking because of it. I'm fascinated by what Cairngorm did, even if I think it was a boo-boo. I feel like it was a bad idea, but I'm fascinated and I want to see more. Again, characters aren't perfect. They should be allowed to make mistakes. even big ones. And because I think that's interesting. That's how we create conflict in narrative and stuff. It's pretty cool. Pad Parasha's looking majestic indeed. Definitely Utena / Kill the Kill coded. Yeah, and again, last week I probably went through that battle a bit quickly too. Like, we smashed everybody up. Like, there's casualties on both sides, like pretty big ones, and where does that leave us after that, right? I feel like I was just trying to get out of there last week, and that's probably not the best tack to take, especially when ending a volume. There's normally a lot of interesting things happening there. Oh, and here we go. Yeah, there's a little bit of a correction here. Just a, I don't know, understanding thing of me reading manga, because, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see a fight in manga over time, I feel. It's a wonder that all these shonen battle manga are so like popular and stuff, because I find it really difficult to follow a battle in the paneling as opposed to animation. So Pad Parasha pulled Foss out of Cinnabar's attack, and then Pad Parasha got a big old wave of Mercury instead, and then Foss has a pretty extreme reaction to that before getting cleaved by Bortz. Again, it's achieving the same thing, because, again, Foss is, you know, seeing, what's the word, Cinnabar fight against them, and that's confronting. But again, there was a little bit more nuance there that I missed. Cairngorm's costume has the faux pointy ears like the Lunarians. Can't say I've noticed that about the Lunarian designs before, but I haven't been, I don't know, it just never really crossed my mind. But again, I would say that Cairngorm is defecting to that side a little bit more, so that makes sense from a character design perspective. And yeah, a bit of glaze here at the end, we don't mind that. Volume cover. I'm going to elect not to see it, and then maybe, depending on how much I do here this afternoon, I may go back and have a look, because I'm interested, obviously, and again, it's on the volume for a reason. It can't be that spoilery, but I don't know. I'd better to be safe than sorry, I guess. I'll just kind of skip over it. But either way, that'll do it for the YouTube comments, and let's bring up that Patreon and give them a shout out. So I have a Patreon. If you're itching for that next Land of the Lustrous upload, it's there. It's linked in the description below. It's your prerogative. Go peruse at your leisure. And yeah, thank you to those that have, such as Mickey Babbers, AJ, Bananarama Hamadama-sama, Capella, Choba Ribby, Copley, Dapper Dwarf, Ed, Fancy Question Mark, Fleur Nightingale, Fruit, Fusel, Gloriana Tenebrae, Glyke, Greybeard, Guanal, Gus N, Hans Peter, I'm Mildly Anxious, Ika, Iwayuru, Yako Yavanen, Jacob R, Jummy Boo, Joran, Kasogtha, Kelvin, Clem, Noster, Cot Begemot, Lick H, Lou, Marco-san, Mistake L. Chen, Molly Weinberger, Mr. Maniacs, Parnick, Pencil Sharp 333, Ronlad B&K, St. Lily, Sal, Sam1373, Skeleton, Tentacult Member, Waifu Overdose, Without a Net, Yuki Ali, Zach, Akumanta, Binchi, Voodoo Chili, and Aidan O'Brien. Thank you to everybody for giving me money. I enjoy the money. And yeah, I mean, Cairngorm just murdered Foss. I don't know. We're going back to the moon. And we may be bringing some people with us. We'll see where that goes. I don't know. We could just like kill Bortz or something, because Bortz is incapacitated. So again, it's, are we going to benefit from it from that perspective? It's hard to say. I guess we're just going to jump in and find out. So bear with me, because I'm kind of drunk while I'm recording this segment. But this is after the fact, and while I'm editing, I have recently learned that apparently the spoilery volume was actually Volume 11. So this one's fine. I'm allowed to look at this. This is me looking at the front cover of the manga. I've also read up to chapter 75 now, so I kind of know what we're getting at with a little bit of this imagery, at least some of it. Champagne flutes and whatnot. There will be a ceremony or celebration later on. So that's kind of what that's alluding to. Foss just kind of stuck in the middle of it all. Lost in the lurch a little bit. Maybe a little bit of Admirabilis flavor to it a little bit in some portions. Wedding cake as an idea too. A lot of flowers. The integration of both the Lustrous and the Lunarians, which is another plot point throughout this segment. Yeah, I don't know. I was tricked. I was fooled. This isn't spoilery at all, and I could have seen it from the very beginning. Anyway. Sure, continue with the video. So we'll start here on the character introductions for Volume 10. Just again, there's an interesting divide here, of course, about the characters that kind of went to the moon initially and the characters that didn't. Very cool. And then even another divide again, Cairngorm up here, mega, ultra, super happy. Apparently Cairngorm is Again, that remains to be seen. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably a little bit somber tonally. These kind of the cherry blossom type deal that was falling, kind of the confetti type deal when Cairngorm reigned supreme from before. Again, as I said before, I'm choosing to see maybe a little bit of a butterfly motif here now too, with the whole frilly, or specifically not frilly, but the flowy part there, and these could be antenna maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Let's make a move. Let's make a move on. Not allowed to read that. Not allowed to read any chapter titles. Okay, chapter 71, Failure. Okay, this looks like they're disappearing. Thoughts, chat room? Okay, yeah. Okay, they are disappearing. Failure. This is Jade. I didn't know who this was initially. And Jade is out hiding with Sensei. Fair enough. Cool. This is also, Cinnabar's little cave, which is interesting. Again, this is like where Cinnabar used to isolate himself. And now this is like we've integrated Cinnabar. We're now using that location as part of our plan. So again, another kind of tick in that column for sure. They're gone. I see. I am sorry. I'm testing my functions to see if I can at least explain to you all the reason I cannot comply with the Lunarian's wishes and the reason I cannot fight against Foss. And then, yeah, okay. So this is kind of the soft confirmation of what we were talking about before, where I'm pretty squarely wrong, where Sensei was self-censoring, I guess. It wasn't just skipping through the story before. So, yeah, that one's a lot more of an overt example of, like, him trying to say something 3 or 4 different times, and then, no, it's okay, don't force yourself. Oh, he looks sad. Look at him. Aw. Oh, no. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to make our way back to, I don't know what you call it, the temple or whatever. When this is Jade meeting back up with Yuke, my attempt to reason with Foss failed. I see. I'm so sorry, and after everyone followed the plan so perfectly. So that's interesting. That's really sympathetic for Yuke now and their overall plan, because, again, we saw it from Foss's perspective, which was very antagonistic. Like, oh my god, these people, they've turned on us. They're like this elite team that are out to get me now. No, in reality, they'd put together a pretty good plan, but it had your best intentions in mind. Again, we want to reason with Foss. The same thing with Sensei, right? We don't want to push these people that have been in our lives away. We want to integrate them. We want to, again, hold hands and sing Kumbaya a little bit. Again, I don't know how realistic that is, but noble intentions for sure. I'm coming around to the Yuke side of things. Okay, so that is interesting. We did have Bort's pretty messed up here, as we can see, along with a few others, and they didn't get stolen. So again, that tells me that the plan specifically was just to get Foss back. Now here's my thing as well. What does that do for them? What does double-crossing Foss do? Why did Acmea basically tell Cairngorm to do that? Because I feel like that's what's going on. Because, listen, if Foss is helpful to Acmea, I don't feel like Acmea would indulge Cairngorm's little fantasy of wanting to get one over on Foss or whatever, right? Because clearly there's some angst there, but I don't know how legitimate it is. But anyway, Acmea must have seen it more useful to do this in the here and now than let Foss do what Foss was going to do. Is there a belief that this plan here would have worked and that Foss would have defected to this other side yet again? So we needed to stop Foss from doing that? Did we have eyes on Foss to the kind of, you know, to that level? Did we know that that was going to happen? That's quite intriguing. Again, just spitballing. I don't know. Back to the plot. It's fine. We protected Congo. That's true. And I discovered that Foss does have a weakness. Foss suddenly started talking about hardness. No, I don't feel like that was the weakness side. I felt like that was more, hey, if you guys are below a certain level of hardness, then essentially some of you are immortal and some of you aren't, and you guys don't even know. So I don't feel like that's quite what Foss was trying to get across. But anyway, yellows seem to be sane. Oh, that's Zircon. That's cute. But Pad Parash was totally bonkers. What was that? It was super scary. And that little Lunarian. Little Lunarian. Did they think... Who was the little... Cairngorm? Is that who we were talking about? So they don't know. That's kind of funny. For now, let's all get some rest. Yeah! Look, the whole team's very happy about that. A wise decision. The ancient life forms accelerated their demise because they couldn't choose to rest. Those gems left in a very violent manner. I suspect Foss hasn't won the Lunarians' trust yet. They'll probably give it some time before they're back. So, okay, like, Maybe they were, again, they're just retrieving Foss rather than double-crossing Foss. And Cairngorm chose to take it out violently because Cairngorm has a grudge pretty squarely. Again, only time will tell. Sensei's working away, rebuilding Rutiel. Very cool. Wow, you're fast. It's like a puzzle. I'm no longer required to play the role of your leader. Huh? I don't get it. There. What does this line mean? Okay. I don't see how that feeds into that, but anyway, whatever. There. Bortz, the pieces shaved off your leg were too minute to recover. I would like to use your hair to fill in those gaps. Is that alright? It's covered in poison. Can you still use it? Pieces of it, yes. Then please do. Okay, haircut time. Haircut as character development. We love to see that. Obviously, Cinnabar feeling some kind of way about that as well. The whole poison angle. I have accidentally hurt one of my comrades. How do I feel about that? Am I still going to be accepted in the wake of that? Only time will tell. I'm going to feel somewhat personally responsible for this haircut maneuver that's going to happen here for Bortz. That's, I don't know. We'll see where that goes. And there's Bortz, looking all bit of boyish charm there. We'll love to see it. Looks like one of my terrible haircuts from primary school. It wasn't good, I'll tell you that. Now I wish I just had more hair to cut. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, and here we go. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. Okay, yeah, again, you look frustrated at the haircut. You want to apologize for that. Fair enough. Your right hand. Now we start to rebuild Cinnabar. Very cool. I covered Padparasha in my venom. Hold up, venom? Hey, yo. Spider-Man reference or something. Foss told me that on the moon they can remove the poison. Do you think Padparasha will really be okay? If they have the technology to get Padparasha moving again, then there's a good chance that they can remove your venom. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. They've probably got that shit on lock. Are you sure you didn't want to go with Foss? This will be an interesting conversation. On the moon, they may be able to change your constitution. Stop saying that. Okay, then shock from Sensei. I don't feel like we've ever seen Cinnabar be this direct about it. That's interesting. We wouldn't have been able to protect Congo from Foss without your venom, Cinnabar. I know that for a fact. We're grateful to have you here with us. Yeah. Again, this is concrete evidence of what I was talking about before. Your weakness, or your perceived weakness, is also a strength. And again, you have a kind support network that understands that. In that way, you are changing, but you're changing in a way that doesn't sacrifice who you are. And every single facet of you. You're being accepted for yourself. I don't know. I feel like this is just vibes. I feel like this is cool. Oh, and here we have good old Cinnabar. Big tsundere vibes. Of course I helped you. You're my fellow gems. Aw, this just, it warms the cockles. It really does. I like this. I'm sorry. That's not right, Connie. You're supposed to say thank you. And smile. Look, there we go. Thank you. And smile. And big old tsundere. He's glistening. He's shining. Oh, this is just great. I wish Foss was here to see this. This is the accomplishment of something only Cinnabar can do. The whole goal of everything is being accomplished, and the person that wanted to kind of spearhead that isn't here to witness it. They got all smashed up and stuff. Again, I'm very happy that this one's coming to the fore. It's one of the ones that I've truly believed in the whole time, that Foss was missing the point with the whole Cinnabar thing. So it's great to see Cinnabar get some integration. And look, one big happy family on the edge of the temple, fighting the good fight against the ne'er-dwells, as you do. Compared to this. Compared to Foss, who's in chunks, all alone, up on the moon. Which one would you prefer? What is this sound here? It's a Isui? Unsusui? I don't know what the fuck's going on there. It's been a long day for you. Get some rest. Is it cramped back there? There's some space up here. Who the fuck are you talking to? Are you talking to... Is this Yellow? Is Yellow coming back? Okay. Yeah, okay. If we zoom in here and you can't quite see over here, you can kind of see Foss is in the bowl. Foss has become the victim in all of this. Very cool. Padparasha's fucking Family Guy fainted over here. And then Yellow's the only one left. Fair enough. I don't think I've ever seen Yellow and Cairngorm talk, but also Cairngorm's very different now. You're Cairngorm, aren't you? I don't like that name. But you're Foss's partner, aren't you? Why would you... I didn't pair up with Foss. Ghost did. I was against it, but I was overruled. Oh, diddums. Anyway, Yeah, it's interesting that Kangom's unrecognizable over here after the change, and I don't like that name is another really interesting line too, considering that Acmea also doesn't like his name. So is this something you've always believed, or are you just co-opting somebody else's stuff? I don't know, it's hard to say. You didn't have to smash Foss's head. Why would you do that? Just to bring us back. Foss talks too much. It's annoying, and it made the collection easier. Is that all? That's all. Okay, so I just did it because Foss is annoying. I was unsure. I wasn't sure if it was some kind of grand betrayal, part of Acmea's plan, a true backstab, or it was just collection. Hey, you guys got fucking beaten up. We're still on your side ultimately, but let's go pick you up and it's fine. And then I don't really care what happens to Foss. Let's smash up Foss. Clearly you feel some kind of way about that, but even if you deny it, you wanted to smash up Foss. You do say it's annoying here, but I feel like it's a bit deeper than that. Again, I keep bringing it up like a teenager, lashing out violently, but trying to undersell it after the fact. Just a little bit, I don't know. If we'd stayed on Earth any longer, we would have betrayed you. You saw how unstable Foss is, and you planned this from the beginning. Perhaps. But it's Lapis's head. Ghost's old... Yes, Ghost's old partner. I guess I didn't really think about that wrinkle in it all either. Kind of... Foss being the last remnant of Lapis, and you kind of discarding that whole Lapis side as well. Now, you really liked Lapis. You resonated with Lapis. So you're willing and able to throw that away now, after becoming a new, better person? I don't know. It seems like too much too quick, Kangorm. I don't know. Again, continuing on from before. Yes, Ghost's old partner, not mine. You gems wouldn't understand this, but it really is easier not having someone else in your eye. And serving cunt along the journey as well. Very cool. You have somebody else in your eye now. His name is Acmea. Hello, please wake up. You, you've swapped one set of manipulations for another. Please send help. Anyway, we're back on the moon. Very cool. The same kind of lotus flower type ideal too. Oh, he's got that white boy dread look going on too. Okay, fair enough. Bit of Tadaima here too. Very cool. What the fuck is this? Okay, can't say I saw that one coming. Okay. Okay, he's a demonic type dude now. You are not to leave without my permission. Okay, does this seem like Boify? I don't feel like this seems like Boify. This seems like another slave master type guy. I don't know. Is this freedom to you? It doesn't look like freedom. It looks terrifying. Again, just the transition from here to here is quite humorous. I like that quite a bit. Okay, but like now what's happening here? Something's dissipating some oil or something. Everything's... Oh, it's like an explosion or something. So you get mad and like everything else kind of... Like the whole kind of land and stuff kind of pushes out from that. Goes to show a level of power though, I guess, for sure. Hopefully none of the Lunarians were caught in the crossfire. I mean, Yellow was. Did you just murder a bunch of Lunarians? I mean, you can't murder Lunarians, but still. Look at Pouty Kangom down here too. That's utterly fantastic. But do you have any idea how worried I was? You gotta lead with that one, buddy. You can't lead with anger. Come on now. But you told me to think for myself. It's hard to send the troops out at dawn too, right? So I thought if I helped with the collection, it would go faster and make things better for everyone. You're all so busy, but here I am just wearing pretty new clothes every day and waiting for you to come home. I feel bad. This is the most toxic shit I've ever seen in my life. You are so precious to me. Yeah, I don't like this at all. Some of the size dynamic here too is like, it's giving problematic age gap a little bit. I can't help but look at this guy and see 30-year-old and look at you and see like 16-year-old. So like, make from that what you will, I guess. Okay, but they're having a little bit of a, spat, a little bit of a lover's quarrel out in the open. But it seems like, they're back to normal, back to being on a good level. You've justified yourself. You relented somewhat. I guess that's good. Also, I want to talk about the contrast of Kangorm in this kind of like coming down on the cloud, looking all, powerful and performative and, putting on a good show. And then in reality, it's just this pouty child Like, that's what we're shown. Like there's a... Based on who's perceiving you, there's a huge difference in how you're being drawn and stuff, right? Like, you don't seem like this powerful juggernaut anymore. You seem like a kid. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure you guys know what I'm getting at. But it did go faster, and no one evaporated. You evaporated us this time, Prince. Please fix us up. It was fun. Guess he did kill a bunch of Lunarians. That's true. You see, you're not damaged? No. Come home. I have to look over you. Or look you over. Either way, it's fucking weird. Hey, don't say that in front of people. Why shouldn't I? Fucking get a room. Get out of here. Freaks. And yeah, I mean, goes to show the disregard we're giving to Foss now. Let's go off and fucking explore each other's bodies, and Foss is going to be left in the goo all alone, not being rebuilt. No plan around Foss. I've got my new toy over here. I don't really care about Foss anymore. There we go. Foss is back awake. Not that anybody else really cares, as we end chapter 71 there. Yeah, going from here, it'll be interesting to see what Foss thinks about what's been going on. Chapter 72, Savior. Foss has awoken. Very cool. Cinnabar actually attacked me, and without holding back. I talked to Yuke, and then Cairngorm hit me. The Lunarians see me as a Lustrous, and the Lustrous see me as a Lunarian. Now, I hadn't really thought about that before, but it's true. You've got no one anymore. Kinda. I mean, you had Padparasha, but who do you have? You kinda have the rest of the crew that are on the moon with you. A little bit, but a lot of that's fake, and it was built on false pretenses. Again, they kind of went with the hope of finding their significant others again. You're kind of going with this other greater goal. It's not like... I no longer have a buddy. Cairngorm was my buddy, and I no longer have a buddy. Or Cinnabar as well. Cinnabar was also a buddy, and now is pretty squarely an enemy. It's not looking good. Thoughts, Foss? It's not good. Foss, you're falling apart. What am I? You are Foss, the hope of the Lunarians. When I didn't even get to look at Congo. So, again, you're not... Yeah. Okay. So again, now you feel like a failure. These are the people that are putting their faith in you a little bit, and you didn't even look at the guy, let alone try to beat him, let alone try to convince him, let alone do any of that stuff. So, again, I'm a failure that's manifesting outwardly. My head's literally exploding. Oh, and then smash cut again. Foss has been rebuilt. It's like Foss is in therapy. How do you feel? Calm. This is psychological therapy. There you go. Where are Padparasha and Yellow? Noble Padparasha was doused in a unique silver liquid that has seeped into the crevices of the gem's body. This mercurious venom may cause embrittlement, beginning with the portions that have been exposed to it the longest. We're working as quickly as possible to find a way to clean the gem's interior. I thought you guys would have had that worked out already, but that's interesting that you don't. Honorable Yellow suffered no physical damage, but has claimed to be tired and has sat motionless since, responding to no one. Yeah, can we get a, check in with Yellow? Yellow's on fucking suicide watch. Can we have a look at that? I don't. This is terrible. Okay, holy shit. The other gems are worried and have been taking shifts attending to Illustrious Yellow. Okay, so wellness checks are happening. That's good. I see. No one has been here to see you, Great Foss. Don't tell me that. I know already. Hey! Isn't anybody here? I'll just wait then. Cairngorm. Princess! I'm coming! Don't take that out of context. That's a terrible line. Oh, hell no. Okay, that's interesting. Nobody's been here to see Foss, but Cairngorm is now here. That's something. Is Cairngorm going to be like, hey, haha, or something like, is it going to be like gloaty, or is it going to be like an olive branch, or I don't know, or you're just hanging around for something else? It's really hard to say. I love that we're questioning this as well. Princess, Hime, as opposed to the prince. Yeah, prince and princess, they go together. For sure. Urge to reference Utena rising. Yeah, again, being the princess isn't all it cracked up to be all the time. Just a heads up. They put you back together? Yeah. And that is this? I was told to take care of it. By who? Who else? Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah, okay, so clearly Acmea. You said you weren't going back to Earth, but you came to help us. It wasn't the cleanest rescue ever, but it was very you. Thanks, Cairngorm. Okay, This will be an interesting response from Cairngorm on the next page. First, I want to pause and talk about a few character design things. Clearly, again, leaning very feminine with the kind of midriff type thing going on. Very modern fashion-wise with the kind of oversized coat too. Oversized kind of jacket. Again, very flowy, but not particularly frilly. Very much like you. Again, I'm seeing this kind of butterfly idea. A lot of symmetry too. And the last one would be the kind of toy poodle type idea too. Another very, like, almost stereotypical view of like a princess or like, you know, Paris Hilton almost, you know what I mean? Like a movie star or like a celebrity or something like that would have these kind of cute little miniature dogs. So yeah, again, you can take it in that kind of Chihuahua type direction with that stuff, or you can take it in a royal family type, corgi type direction, I think, too. Very interesting that the prince told you to do that Acmea said that this was the thing to do. Okay. Again, it feels... There's a stark difference between Foss and you on basically every level. But again here, thank you, Cairngorm. What are you going to say now? I always knew I could count on you the most. How does that make you feel? That's a really interesting reaction. I don't... This is like stunned. Okay. Teenager. Very teenager, right? You kill him with kindness. Teenagers are always looking for a response, right? They're always looking for, I want to slight somebody and I want to lash out and do all these other things because I want them to pay attention to me. It's a call for attention. It's a call for, you know, you to understand my plight and my problems. And I don't even really understand them myself because I don't really hate you, but I love you. But yeah, it's very... So you were imagining that Foss would respond to this with angst, right? Or with hatred of you. And that would have been the thing that you wanted. But you're shocked by the kindness. By the, I knew I could count on you the most. And again, this isn't the intended response. This is what this is about for sure. I didn't collect you gems for your sake. Back then, there was a piece of ghost in my eye controlling me. I had no choice but to help you, but ghost has been removed now. Sorry for making you think I was your best friend or something. Just forget all that. Again, I can't help but see some of this as cope, right? It's not like I was your friend or something, Barker. Just a little bit. Under the surface, for sure. Again, if all of this was for Acmea, why are you here now? Why were you the only one to come see Foss? Yeah, that's not somebody that doesn't care about... That's not something that somebody that doesn't care about somebody does. Unless there's an actual other side to this, where there's an actual, like, tangible reason for you to be here. Then you can kind of change it up a little bit. Oh no, don't tell me you actually like that jerk. I do. Talk about bad taste. Shut up, you ugly composite stone. You want me to bust your head again? Very violent, holy shit. What was that? Ugly destructo? Don't go busting heads like it's no big deal. Anyway, you wouldn't understand the prince's charm. Well, duh, what is there to like? Texture. My darling is soft and fluffy, smells like a summer's evening, is smart, but also shy, and it's cute how they never stop talking when I'm the only one around. Cute? That snob? Ew. Shut up, ugly. You're ugly. Oh, this is... I'm a broken record. Teenager. My first love. My first love is the best, most greatest person that's ever existed, and they can't do nothing wrong, and I just love them so much. You sound naive. You sound unbelievably naive. And bratty and childish. None of this screams confidence. None of it. That's that word again, performative. And again, you're being such a different person just with Foss, right? When you have to show off everybody, you're this other person. When you're just with Foss, you're this other person. When you're just with Acmea, you're this other person. Is this real? Is this really even you? Again, some really great character art here too. Loving a lot of the faces this chapter that we're doing with Cairngorm. And again, like I was saying before, there's a class element to this too. This looks very like snooty and upper class just overall. There's a shine going on here too, for sure. No slouching, very prim, proper, very, you know, it looks like you've come from money, you're like, you've trained to be a lady and that kind of stuff, right? Compared to Foss, who is still Foss, leaning forward, elbows out, very, you know, forthright. But again, it's also, it's like whiplash, right? There's prim, proper, and then name call, right? Again, which one's really you? I don't trust that this is you. This feels like It feels like we've just gotten somebody off the street and they've become a princess, a real like Princess Diaries type situation, and despite you doing all your little training to become a princess, you're not. It isn't ingrained in you yet. Absolutely fascinating. Absolutely. But I have to keep moving. Well, you just play nice with the other gems now. Again, as I was saying, condescending, class difference. Like, I'm allowed to tell you this, you can't tell me this, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but then Foss actually takes it to heart a little bit. I feel like this one's the one that's cut through the most from all the insults. I don't think I can. Yeah, you're too unfeeling. What? That's not true, and you know it. I mean, sure we failed this time, but we couldn't help it. There were too many things we'd never done before. And besides, everything I do is to help us gems, to eventually make life easier for all of us. Don't know about this translation of you're too unfeeling. I don't know if that's something that would elicit this response, but either way, moving on. You know what happened to Yellow and Padparasha, and you're still saying that you are so... I'm sure you think that you're the one making everything turn out great. But the fact is, there's always someone taking pity on you and putting their own feelings aside to help you. I'm going to tell you this because I owe you for bringing me to the moon, but you're mistreating the gems close to you to help gems that aren't around, and you need to stop. Before long, you'll lose everyone. I don't think you're in the position to be saying any of this, but I don't know. It seems like we're taking it pretty seriously in the framing of the narrative, but yeah, I don't know. Foss needs to figure out what Foss wants, and then Foss needs to execute. But again, that's easier said than done. I mean, Foss is making shit happen. It's not just other people's pity. I don't know. I don't feel it's fair to call the reason that we got all these gems to the moon other people's pity. I feel like Foss was pretty forthright in that. I don't know. Again, it's hard to project forward from this dialogue, I guess. Okay, and then fucking hoodie guy jump scare. Now he looks like some skater dork. Now again, I mean, I hate to be a broken record, but this screams like 26-year-old dating a teenager. It just does. Look at this freak. I hate him. Oh, wait, what happened? You're late. Squeeze. And then you squeeze him so hard he dies, and then he regenerates? Funny, I guess? Sure. Okay, as long as he's fine with it. I don't want to read into this too hard as well, but there's... I don't know. It's hard to talk about. But I'm sure you know women in your life that when they get around their boyfriend, they start doing the baby voice thing, and they start being really dependent. Like it infantilizes them, you know? And it's weird, and I don't know why they do it. There's something psychological there, I think. I don't know. Again, you can't put on this guise that you've got it all together and you're this brand new person and then be doing shit like this. Okay, let's go. So, what is a date? It's when you wander around outside and let the masses see how happy you are together. And that's a job? A very important one. Oh, then I'll do my best. What did you come here for? Oh, I forgot. I have good news for you. Reconstructing your friends from the sand is going much faster than we'd planned. Okay, so that's interesting. New character stuff. But let's deviate. Back up here. That's not what a date is. It's when you wander around outside and let the masses see how happy you are. No, that's what fucking like the British royal family does. That's not real. That's not love. That's not none of that. No. No. You fundamentally misunderstand. And again, that P word, performative. Why can't you see? Why can't you see? Anyway, it's been 2 chapters and I've recorded for an hour, so better actually wriggle on here. New characters I feel are coming back. Or old characters are coming back, I guess. We're going to reconstruct them. Really? The head technician wanted to run some things by you, so you'll need to go and ask about it yourself. And another thing. You brought me my lovely wife. So thank you. Well, that's moved quickly. It's my wife. This 14-year-old over here. My wife. Smile. Oh, Jesus Christ. What's a wife? I don't know. Does it mean ugly? Did you not hear just the word lovely? Ugly? You're ugly. Okay, this is just confusing. This storyline's kind of crazy. Again, okay, what does Acme even want, right? Because he wants to be free. He wants to be released from the shackles of humanity and pass on to whatever the next stage is or whatever the fuck, right? That's his goal. Therefore, he wants Sensei to do the prayer thing. Fair enough. To me, it seems like you're having a gay old time here with your wife. You're loving life with your wife. That doesn't seem like you're divorcing yourself from all heavenly desires. Seems like you're indulging in them. Do you understand this? Are you cognizant of this? Is this something that you're doing and then feel bad about it later? It's going to be expounded upon for sure, but this doesn't seem like your goal either, unless your goals have shifted entirely upon meeting Kangor. Which maybe they have. I don't know. Are you just a wife guy now? Once again, I've learned the hard way how powerful the human curse can be. Even I can't resist it sometimes. Okay, so he knows what he's doing and can't stop it. That's interesting. That's depth, right? I really have no idea what you're talking about, but I love that about you. And you're just so naive. Holy shit. Okay, so yeah, that just about... This panel here, cut it off there, that just about summarizes this whole relationship. This is a way you're getting out, your curse. This is a way that... This is something that you're tempted to do because of some vestige of humanity or whatever, right? Even though you don't want to, and you're just hopelessly devoted to the point where you don't even care. That's not a good relationship. This is a mismatch, for sure. Like their height and age mismatch as well. Okay, it seems like we're moving on to wherever this facility is where we're making the people. This is Barbata, who's the head technician. He seems like a bit of a fuckboy too. I don't really like him. Nice to meet you, little lustrous lady. Oh wait, that's wrong. Well, whatever. Yeah, again, no lady stuff. I've tried very hard with the pronouns. Come on now. Is this whole planet fuckboys? Read this. Does little lady mean ugly? It means you're cute. Good. Why is he trying to be smooth? I hate this. I heard you had your psychological quirks, but this is not what I imagined. After an eternity of doing nothing, Acme called me up and told me to work on this project. This is a really satisfying job you created for me. Thanks. Uh-huh. And instead you're more fascinated about the hair on his chin. Okay, so this is a trend, for sure. Because remember the fashion lady? I guess lady. She had nothing to do for ages, for eternity, and then Kangom showed up, and then it was a new kind of subject for you to make kind of clothes for, make some new fashion. Again, same thing. You had this kind of scientist kind of technician type thing going on. You didn't have anything to do for the longest time, and then, hey, Foss shows up and I have something to do. I don't know, I guess this is the continuing ripples of Foss's actions, right? And the change that is kind of dominoing into other change. I thought Acmea was doing it. Our great prince is a genius, but being too good at everything has its drawbacks. With that, and those good looks, the masses expect Acmea to do the most annoying job of all, run the government. Jobs like this get handed out to losers with only one talent, like me. Now that's interesting, because a lot of politicians in real life have their area of expertise, but because they excel at a lot of other things as well as that area of expertise, then they're forced into leadership. Well, I say forced, but I don't think any politician's really ever been forced to run, but... yeah, there's something in that, I think. And is he running the government? Because to me, it just looks like he's off boning Kangom or whatever the hell they do. First, let me show you what we're doing. Okay, this seems ethically dubious. This is Red Diamond. Red Diamond was the first. I remember Red Diamond. As expected, the diamonds go fastest. They have the biggest pieces and fewer elements in their chemical makeup, plus the different colors make it easy to tell the individuals apart. The viscous fluid you see there awakens the inclusions in each piece and pulls out the information on where that piece goes in the body. See, if you look closely, you'll notice the pieces that have fallen from the top are swimming around. They're finding their own way to where they belong. You can already make out part of a face. I guess. Yeah, a little bit. I don't know, it's hard to say. Wow, you're a genius, and a high five to go with it. Very cool. Ha, ha ha ha. You're really doing it, rebuilding them from sand. There, you see? I don't need anybody. I'm doing the right thing all on my own. This feels like a manic episode, Foss. Are you sure you're okay? Don't forget it, you Twitter-pated ugly. What the hell is Twitter-pated? Twitter-pated means to be obsessed. I guess that makes sense. Very good vocab on you, Foss. Very cool. And so, before we go any further, there are 2 calls I need you to make. End of chapter 72, Savior. So I feel like I'm being reminded of the chapter title here now. There's 2 ways you can take it. Kangom was the savior of Foss, technically, last episode, or at least perceived themselves as. That's all that really matters. And Foss wants to be perceived as the savior of all the other gems as well. That's the other side of it. And again, is kind of trying to convince themselves that they're trying to do the right thing. And, even though I don't have any friends left or nothing, I'm still doing the right thing. I'm a martyr. I'm saving everybody, even if it sacrifices myself in that process. Which again, Cairngorm and Foss are both coping in that regard a little bit, I feel. Neither's really a savior. Either way, chapter 73, Choice. First, we can rebuild their bodies, but not their memories. When inclusions are crushed into tiny pieces, then exposed to the outside air for a long time, they need to save energy to safeguard the most important information, their position in the body. So they throw out all other information and go into suspended animation. At this point in time, we have no prospect of ever restoring that information, so I don't really need you to make a call on that just to know. Got it. Thanks. So the second thing is a little hard to talk about. It's about collecting pieces from the Admirabilis. The Admirabilis? I'm pretty sure you already know this, but the Admirabilis race, they eat sand. Okay, so this is coming back too. Yeah, okay, let's pause on this a little bit. This is Shipper Theseus type territories as well. What is my personality? If not my memories, right? What is me then? Is me the physical me that you see right here, or is me my brain, right? Bit of Descartes there too, if you want to get all philosophical. I think, therefore I am. So again, this is another crushing blow for Foss, because we can rebuild these people that we've had in the past, but they're not going to remember anybody. So again, Yellow Diamond has all these people, right, that I want to see again and have closure with. We're going to make all these people again, and they're not even going to know who the fuck Yellow Diamond is. That's going to be soul-crushing. That's not what anybody wants, and there's a change probably for the worse. For me, this is akin to learning that they're all done for. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is akin to learning that all my friends are actually fucking dead, and I've been working for nothing. This is one of the most crushing blows in the entire story thus far. Either way, the Admirabilis thing, let's continue. They eat sand. They make shells by recrystallizing that sand inside their bodies. I heard that you were once eaten and reconstructed back on Earth. Oh yeah, looks like there are some quirks in your memory distribution too. Well, whatever, but that's how it is. The problem is, the Admirabilis have a very wide variety of shape and structure. With their short lifespans, each generation is constantly getting replaced, change comes quickly, and it's easier for new species to evolve. Plus, they have different ecologies on each of the 6 moons. Not even the experts know everything there is to know about them. There are fewer specimens like the one that ate you that can easily separate their shells from their soft bodies, while more and more of them have either fused with their shell or are recrystallizing the sand inside their bodies. And this quizzical look here is a little bit of scientific mumbo-jumbo, like it's going over my head a little bit, because then we go, oh sorry, I'll get to the point. What I'm saying is, well, really, to put it bluntly, if we're going to rebuild you gems completely, we're going to have to kill all the Admirabilis. It's genocide time, baby. Let's go. Foss, we're the good guys, right? Foss? Right? We're the good guys. So, the good guys do the genocide, right? That's what the good guys do. For sure. Right, Foss? Right? Now, from about here in the conversation, I was thinking that's where the point was going, but it's nice to see it confirmed. Hey, I'm gonna... Pick me. I've got a recommendation. How about we don't kill everybody of an entire race? And that entire race that is also a portion of humanity that represents our flesh. Let's not kill them. Oh, this is a great point too. Oh wait, you really don't know the word kill, do you? Well, it means we'll take them apart and they'll be lost forever. I wonder what Foss will do here, chat room. Yeah, that lovely little child there. That Admirabilis child that helped us previously. Am I willing and able to kill them and every single one of their race in getting my friends back? I don't feel like that's a good trade for us. All our attempts to animate synthetic gems failed. Personally, I would like to gather as many grains of the original as possible to get the highest level of purity. Interesting choice of word. We can include pieces you've been storing on Earth. But with your delicate emotions, forcing gems to revive with no memories and big chunks of synthetic materials in their bodies, to be honest, I'm not sure how many of them would be able to survive independently. With your consent, we can go collect from the Admirabilis, but they're likely to resist, which will take up more time. We would have to take measures to halt their reproduction and wait until they slowly die out before we can retrieve the gems. This is ethically repulsive. This is disgusting. And Voss, let's fucking go back about 10 pages. Hey, they're not even gonna be your friends anymore. They don't have the memories or whatever the fuck we... Yeah, this one. They're not your... They're not... No. Voss. They're not even your friends. They're just people that look like your friends, that have the same body as your friends. But they're not your friends. Are you going to sacrifice, purify, and... What's the other word we used? Take measures on their reproduction to get back some blokes that kind of look like your friends? That's the most terrible deal ever proposed. And I'm going to be furious if we go through with it. Furious! This is such a bad idea. Oh, so this is the next move too. So Voss has been acknowledged by their royalty. They love you. If you were to give them the order, we could move forward immediately. Voss, do you want to abuse that position that you've gained in Admirabilis society to literally tell them to cast aside their shells? To cast aside a part of themselves so you can see maybe some bloke that looks like your friends again? Hey, Voss, how are we feeling about that? Let me think about it. There's nothing to think about. Don't do it. Yeah, of course. I guess I should say, sorry? No, that's not right. Of course, I'll do what I can to find another way, but don't get your hopes up. Based on past experience and my intuition, there's a strong possibility we'll run into the same problem again. And then Voss exits, has a big entourage of Admirabilis behind him, looking very sinister here. If I told you I wanted your shell, would you give it to me? And then everybody gives over their shells. Oh, that was easy. The king demands it. Okay, look at this little freak. He's going to pull up his shell. He's going to snap. He's going to try again. It's going to rip off his skin. Voss. Don't tell them to do this. Voss, please. Come on. Focus up. So a couple things I'm noticing. One, the king demands it. King versus prince is an interesting idea here. And also that the subjects under whoever these deemed royalty are in each of our respective societies, both the Lunarians and the Admirabilis, either can kind of request things of their subjects and they'll just do them without question. There's like an undying loyalty there. And even to that same level with the Lustrous, there was that same devotion as well. For the longest time, it was Sensei can do nothing wrong, and we should never question Sensei and all this other kind of stuff. With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah. Just kidding, you fell for it. Okay, I'm happy you have some semblance of a conscience, even though it causes you to freak out as well. Yeah, this is some of that old Voss type stuff coming back for sure. Oh, you fell for it. Oh, hold him down. I'm completely and totally stuck, but my head won't stop thinking. Is that lapis stuff turning into a bit more of a curse, maybe? Okay, shooting star in the sea of gold. What does that make you think of? What's a shooting star in this context? A wish? An asteroid? Some other material coming from another place? I don't know, it's hard to say. I would think gazing upon a shooting star or an asteroid or something would be making a wish. That's generally what it means, right? Wishing upon a star and whatnot. I wish things could happen smoothlier, maybe? Okay, next page. Are you guys watching the news up here? Look at that. They're like watching television or something. And also this is Benito, I believe. Oh, Voss. And then Voss crags his way over. Alex still hasn't taken off the blindfold too, which is very fun. Are you okay? Yeah. Sorry. I'm really sorry about Yellow and Padpurasha. I don't want to hurt any of you anymore. So next time Voss is making this deep, meaningful confession, and everybody else's eyes are gazed on the couple of the moment, on the television, watching these two feed each other stupid ice cream and stuff. Very definitely here we've got a bit of a... And I'm now seeing this idea too, for sure. Yeah. This is weird. I don't know what to make of that at all. Like, they're not even concerned about Foss at all. They're just kind of watching TV. Are we trying to say something a little bit more about celebrity and celebrity worship as opposed to the people closer to us? Why do we know more about these people relative to everybody else? I feel like that's kind of the idea we're going with, a little bit. I know, there's something really, really sad about this panel. Like, this is some deep and meaningful stuff. This is the stuff that's been on your mind for ages now. And they cannot even, like, bear to deem it with any kind of semblance of attention. It's crazy. Listen to me. I'm listening. You are not. That ugly, I'm gonna go bust some heads. But Kangom is so cute now. I'm cuter. You really are such a... Oh, my. I had no idea that was Kangom's type. It's so unexpected. Oh my, look at them. They're all lovey-dovey. I'm impressed. Squee! Dia? Yeah, There's a prince and a princess element too. Like, it's hard to explain. But there's something really sad about it, for sure. It looks like Kangom is having a ton of fun. So that's the real Kangom. I feel bad for never noticing. To think I would get to see the prince's face look so alive. Is Acmea unconscious? No, it's a love tactic to get Kangom's attention. Hey, listen to me. This is important. Oh! And then Goshen's on one of the puppy dogs up in the sky. Okay. Hey, look, here's the only person that can't pay attention to the TV. It's Alex. Foss, take me with you next time. I talked to Padparasha's doctor. If I get the right operation, I can stay red permanently. I can stay sus permanently. The sussy imposter. Okay. I feel like, again, this Alex thing has been kind of cast to the wayside. This is just deeply sad. I hate looking at this. This kind of like weird, like 24/7 news coverage of Kangom. And while Foss is trying to explain something pretty deep. We're playing it for comedy, but I think there's something really sad deep down within it, right? Even though that's really funny. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that at all. But this is the Alex stuff coming to the fore. I can stay red permanently. That is a change. That is the themes of the thing. So again, we'll see where this goes, I guess. Do you want to stay red permanently? Do you want to be that way forever? Do you want to never calm down? Do you want to always be your most passionate and angry? I don't feel like that's a good trade-off either. I feel like, again, whatever you think is your curse isn't your curse, it's you, and you're discarding it. Why? People just do it consistently all the time. Why? Okay, chapter 74, ceremony. We're probably going to aim for 2 more, I think. Because this thing always gets me yapping, for sure. Okay, attention on Alex after that. What do you mean? The doctor says, I turn red because of the light that shines from the Lunarians' bodies. That light goes through my eye sockets, reflects inside me, and if it gets deep inside my chest, I turn red. It doesn't always get there because it depends on the angle. It really is like a game of roulette. So, all they have to do is put something inside my chest that emits the same light as the Lunarians. If I stay red, I can fight Sensei and the other gems without having a mental breakdown like yellow. Of course, I don't know if I could fight as well as Padparasha, but you can change me back when I get Chrysabel back. Okay, a few important things to note here. 1. Okay, you're literally changing something that is in your chest that makes you you. It's your heart. You're changing your soul. This is not advisable. Look at basically every single piece of fiction involving like something where somebody like loses their heart or gives up their heart or gives up their soul for something. It's a devil deal. You'd never do it. It's bad. And the second, more important thing is if we go back here, you can change me back when we get Chrysabel back. You're not getting Chrysabel back, buddy. You're not. The memories are gone. They're not that person anymore. You can make a new relationship with literally anybody and it'll do the same effect. There is nothing that is inherent to somebody's personality based on their chemical makeup. Unless there is. I don't know. They're gems. It's hard to say. But on a human level, no, that's not how humans work. So again, this just seems like another terrible idea all around. But Alex has been a lingering plot thread for a long time, so I could see us going through with this and then regretting it afterwards. Oh, interesting enough, we have Benito here speaking up, because I wasn't sure who was speaking here. No, says Benito. No, you can't. It's too dangerous for you to stay red. You've never done it before. There's no telling what could happen. Yeah, you can fight, but you'll attack both sides, so you'll have to restrain me. What? Benito? Restrain Lex? Huh? Huh? Uh-huh. You've done a good job of it so far. I know you can handle it. No, I don't want to. That's okay. You will if you have to. No, I won't. No, I won't. I won't. Here Benito came to the moon to get away from that weirdo Nepti, only to be forced to take care of the weirdest weirdo of them all, Red Lex. Poor thing. Oh, that's funny. Not that I'd offer to trade, but I won't offer to trade. Offer, yeah. We got our jokes off, for sure. Okay, sensible force. No, I can't let you stay red, Lex. Woof, says Benito. Next time, I'll go to Earth alone. I'll meet with Sensei and ask what's wrong with praying for the Lunarians. No, that's not what I want to do. I'll ask Sensei to pray for the Lunarians. Okay. I'll ask what's wrong with praying. Now, I don't understand the distinction there, really, but sure. I'm just happy you're not going down there to kill him. I don't feel like that's a good idea at all. Okay, but either way, Foss is locking in. Cool. Seems very... I don't need any friends. I don't need any help in doing this. It seems very self-isolation-y, but we'll see. But last time, didn't Bortz and Cinnabar stop you before you could even see Sensei? Wouldn't that just happen again? I'll go unarmed. What? I think the reason I didn't see Sensei is that the old softy couldn't attack us. We're still too precious to our former teacher. Yuke seems reasonable and might help me meet Sensei. If I can get that to work, I can properly talk to Sensei. I want to bet on that. I mean, at this point, I can't think of anything else. I mean, that's an important line, and again, pairing it with the gold going berserk again, that's always been tied into emotional outbursts from you, and that very... almost kind of human side has come from the gold, for sure. Again, all the way back to Antark. The dripping down here makes it seem like Foss has burst into tears as well. That's definitely what's coming through here with the kind of clasping of the face and that whole side of it. Finally getting everybody to focus on my emotional reaction to things and how I'm actually been feeling. I felt very isolated. I felt very stressed, and now I'm going to isolate myself even more. Also really like the line here of I can't think of anything else. Thinking been associated with the Lapis stuff, right? I can't stop thinking. I'm always thinking, blah, 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 blah. But this is me at my wit's end. This is me almost exhausting that Lapis stuff to the nth degree. I can't think of anything else. I've tried all this Lapis stuff, but this Lapis stuff has only taken me so far. I literally can't think of anything else I could possibly do to fix this. So I guess I'm just going to go in there and talk with my heart and see what's going on. So, if you would inform Acmea right away, says random lady. Thank you. And then, scene break, we're back with Khan Gorm and Acmea himself. Did you have fun? Yes, on their little date that was televised on television. Very cool. I love being able to do what I want. Really? Really? What I want. This is what I want. Oh my god. Again, broken record. Teenager. You think you're doing what you want, but are you really? And I love getting to wear these cute, chic clothes all the time. Of course Ghost would have said, that doesn't look like something Antark would wear, and made a stink face at me. What the hell are you talking about? Oh, you mean the vestiges of Ghost or whatever. Sure. I will say, adorable, for sure. But again, that's part of the point. It's not advisable to be that adorable. Is this really even you anymore? It's hard to say. Is that the thing too? The whole bunny moon type thing? More and more Lunarian pilled, so there's that kind of element of the character design. Even this bounce here, this boing. Again, like a rabbit. I was surprised to see you choose those undergarments. I thought an asexual gemstone would avoid wearing anything sexual. Okay, now let's look at the dialogue here. Hang on. The one on the left. Sorry, it's what we have on hand. This one? Okay, I'll make your clothes along these lines too. Ew, you're like naked there too. That's very upsetting. Okay, let's let this happen before I unpack all of this. For 102 years... Oh, okay. Yeah, no, this is a completely different thing. I thought about killing myself so many times. That's terrible. Okay. back to the feminine stuff. I really don't know what it is that has made this change happen in Kangom. Again, I've never seen this as a direction that Kangom wanted to take his character, so it's hard for me to say, yes, you go, you do this thing. It hasn't been set up in the narrative, so I can't help but think this is all just because of you, right? To me, this has never come up before, this whole side of you. So I think that it's new, and I think that you think you're being liberated, but in reality you're just falling into somebody else's expectations of what you should be, tying it, again, all the way back to our first ancestors, humans, all that other kind of stuff. I don't know. But either way, I wanted to kill myself for 102 years. That's no good, obviously. Specifically jumping into the ice flows. As we've talked about before, these ice flows are a reflection of our own anxieties. I thought about killing myself in the place that reflects my anxieties at me. I guess it is somewhat of a revelation that you were so suicidal in it all. I don't know. Again, this is the closest thing we would get on Earth to you killing yourself, because gems can't really do that too well. So, but yeah, I'm glad I resisted. I'm glad I didn't kill myself, because now I get to be with you, Acmea. Isn't that just lovely? Okay, something is occurring. Bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, is that for you? Yes, excuse me. Hello? Is this a phone? Are you getting, like, FaceTimed by a cloud or something? As you don't listen to the conversation at all and go off and play with the puppy. Sure. Also, very notably here, he has his glasses come on. It's business time. I'm putting on this almost new persona in the face of somebody else. Over here, I'm perfect boyfriend. Over here, I'm politician. I'm businessman. I'm sneaky. I'm smart. I'm suave. I'm all these different things. Who are you really, Acmea? Who are you really? And yeah, all right. All departments may begin at the first phase of preparations. I'll adjust the schedule accordingly. Everything is progressing smoothly, and as usual, it's all thanks to you. And as usual, you're not making any sense. Acmea, what is it, my dear? Seriously, how can you be so soft and fluffy? Okay, let's unpack this up here. He's using you. He just said it, and you didn't realize it? Okay, that's very funny. Yeah, so apparently everything is keikakudori, sweet. And you're playing a part in this Kangom, and you don't even know that you're playing a part in this. Because again, your overall goal, all the time, despite the, being tied to humanity and all that other kind of stuff, that curse that you were talking about before, despite everything, your goal is still to die. Your goal is to pass on to the next stage of whatever the next stage is. And if he accomplishes his goal, where does that leave you, Kangom? He's the love of your life. I don't know. I don't know where that leaves you. So again, I don't think he really cares about you as much as he says that he cares about you. I feel like there's other plans in play. I feel like you go off and play with your little puppy, and then he does weird stuff behind your back. Seriously, how can you be so soft and fluffy and still so scary? Yeah, this is... Yeah. Okay, I'm happy that my suspicions have been confirmed, let's say. So hey, I've been thinking for a while now, says Amethyst. As you're just saying bought, gotta get him a license plate or something. When your plan succeeds and the Lunarians turn into nothing, will we be stuck on the moon? Your face says you hadn't thought of that. Yeah, that is a good point. And again, pairing that at that same point that I was talking about, Acmea leaving and, passing on, we succeed. He's going to go too. So we won't have a way back, and Kangom will be left without the love of his life. I think you're slowly reverting back to idiot Foss. Amethyst, were you always so sharp-tongued? Hardy, ha. I don't know if it's because it's just me now, or because I'm away from Sensei, but lately I've been thinking I need to get my act together, especially since we can't rely on Paprasha and Yellow. Everyone's so focused on what's right in front of them right now. I'm worried. Nobody's thinking long-term. The smartest character in the show, ladies and gentlemen. Shall we teach you how to pilot our ships? Yes, but wouldn't the ship turn into nothing too? The city's functions work on a auto-generation system that is regulated by the temperature of the moon's surface, so I don't believe there will be a problem, but I will check. As for Foss's earlier proposal, the prince has granted permission. However, The prince has also requested that you wait to enact it until after the ceremony. Ceremony? An event will be held in a few days, the first of its kind on the moon. It will include rituals that we adapted from ancient customs. Its purpose is to show our people the unprecedented bond of cooperation and friendship currently shared between the Lunarians and the Lustrous. Some may call it a marriage, a political one at that. We would love to have all you gems in attendance. Furthermore, at the ritual, the Lustrous will be represented by, the venerable Kangorm. Yeah, it's a wedding. Okay, so again, this wedding and the ceremony seems to be part of the plan. So we're going to do the wedding and then we're going to let you guys go. So that's got to have something to do with it for sure. And Prince Acmea will represent the Lunarians. That ugly? Those jerks? I think, yeah, you go this one to this one, this one to this one. Sure. The two of them are especially intimate. They will join together as one, showing the general public that society has entered a new stage. Oh, really? They'll all be lovey-dovey. It's a lovey-dovey event. Yeah, you look down the bottom here. Spoilers, everybody. There's going to be a wedding. And now I don't feel as dumb before for saying the whole, like, it feels like British royal family, like, reality show BS. You know what I mean? Like the whole royal coverage type deal. But again, like, the fascinating part, as I've talked about before, is conflating the royal stuff with the celebrity culture stuff that I feel like we're doing as well. So, a lot going on. A lot going on. And again, it's very... That's another vibe, I guess. Like, going from the isolation of just the Lustrous, being with the Lustrous, it almost feels like monks, right? Very kind of isolated, off to the side, very spiritual, that kind of side of things. And then the Lunarians feel like our society almost, right? And it's reflecting a lot of, again, the good and the bad parts there. Again, we're more technologically advanced, but to what end, right? There's something to be said about the bad part of the soul, the souls that were never prayed for by anybody else, that are left up here as the Lunarians have rebuilt our society the way it is in the here and now. I don't know, it's fascinating. I'm not quite sure how to unpack it all. It feels very cynical. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, they're a real power couple. I don't need to see them to know that, says Alex. That's funny. They're too powerful. Don't you think the ceremony would be more peaceful if we used Foss and Cicada? Based. But Acmea does have a nice face. They only just met, but somehow they just seem right together. You could get this excited over my big solo mission, you know. Incidentally, the ceremony is called a wedding. And look, ceremony. Oh, did the ceremony happen? So they got married. Okay, fair enough. Lots of people in attendance. Can we see anybody specific in the crowd? You would imagine down here that's all our Lustrous people. And over here we've got Cicada and Bee. Nobody else specifically, I don't think. As my alarm goes off once again. I think I got one more chapter in me. Very flowy, almost lacy. And again, like that's been kind of these flowy garments have been kind of your style ever since Kangorm did the Kangorm thing. Either way, chapter 75. Wish. Wedding veil. You're very traditionally posed in a suit, slick back hair, all that side of things. I wondered what this thing in the sky was, but sure, we're having a space wedding. You're in the highest of high heels and you still barely come up to his, like, midsection, so again, frightening. Yeah, that's another element to the whole age gap thing. Political marriage, royal marriage, weird age gap. More likely than you think. Here we see a love-struck Kangorm staring up, eye contact only with old mate Acmea. He's very... He kind of locks eyes here for a second, but then he closes his eyes and kisses the forehead, supposedly. No, they clonk together in a little bit of a comedic moment. I was trying to see something of he's got his eyes closed because he's not as into it as you. You know what I mean? He's kissing with his eyes open or whatever. Or whatever the other kind of equivalent there is. You know what I mean. This is your be-all and end-all. This is his means to an end. Either way, clonk, wah, they put their mouths together. Whoa, scary. Why, they'll break their faces. Everyone calm down. Acme is a Lunarian. Oh yeah. Whew, that freaked me out. I almost sympathy shattered. And then Kangorm's up on like the pedestal up there. Shut up! I can hear you guys speaking down there. Like, and they're just like in like the movie theater. It's very funny. Yeah. But again, obviously a kiss type situation here. Very cool. And poof! Everything goes off and we celebrate the happy couple. Very cool. Foss got jump scared. Huh? What? Oh, Foss. Lustrous. Congratulations. Are you going to dance? We're supposed to dance? Honorable Foss. Why don't you try some of Barbata's cooking? Cooking? Okay, everybody, it's a wedding. We're doing wedding jokes where they don't know what a wedding is, but we're doing things that you would do at a wedding, like dance and eat stuff. We just need some cake too, then it'll be yeah, there's a cake there. Yeah, sure. This is cooking? That's right. Babata even made food that you gems will be able to eat. Why would Babata actually prefers the kitchen over the lab and can cook at least as good as a pro. Wow. Okay, so we pop a pilly and then we fucking elevate to the planet Mars. Okay, these are light flavored macarons. Very cool. Whoa. What was that? Light. That was good. Give me 100 more. Give me 14 of them right now. What's all this? They all have one too. That's pretty funny. That's chuckle worthy. Yummy. That was amazing. Ceremonies sure are fun. There's a concert starting over there. Let's go. It's pretty great, isn't it? And it's all thanks to you, Foss. Plus, I get to eat Barbata's pasta. Based. This line again, it's all thanks to you, Foss. Again, you started the chain of dominoes that allowed this to occur. I hope you realize that, Foss, and everything that happens from here, it's been kind of, you pushed us to this direction. You made this change happen. You made Babata start to cook. You made this pasta appear. It all comes back to you. And again, you may be feeling down in the dumps about that, but you have a lot of power. To be honest, when you brought your friends, I didn't really expect much. I figured nothing would change. Nothing ever does. But it looks like you convinced our boss that we're making progress. I haven't felt this hopeful in a long time. I'm sure we're getting closer to nothingness. You keep forgetting that that's the goal in all of this, to not let this stuff happen ever again. This sure seems like fun. We're having a great time here. I get to eat pasta. But just remember that our goal is to disappear forever and never do this again. Seems like a mismatch. I don't know. Either way, it gets to about 2 a.m. at the wedding and everybody is smashed and rolling on the floor and dancing and all the food's been eaten. This is pretty classic wedding stuff. Now, looking at the next panel, you know what else is pretty classic wedding stuff? Consummating the marriage? Are we going to do that? Are we going to imply that? Can we do that? I don't think we can do that. I think that's an Aberrabolus thing. But I think we're going to do something like that, maybe. They're both sitting on the edge of the bed. Cairngorm sure is scantily clad. They've gone off on somewhat of a honeymoon in the tropics, or whatever equivalent you would say here, with the palm trees and whatnot. It looks like a very sensual night for the two of them. Look at this. Look at these two panels back to back. I'm going to say that word again. Naive. You're thinking that this is the happiest night of your life. You're almost pitying Cairngorm and thinking about something else. I hate that I have to do this to you, but I do. You're being naive. You're being used. Wake up, Cairngorm, and smell the roses. Here we go. Your wish was for freedom, yes? Huh? Everything is in place to get you away from this war. I built you an estate on the farthest, smallest moon. It isn't finished yet, but we've gotten it to a point where it should promise some relief from anything that could affect you. I know things like marriage and being a wife are in no way a part of your nature, and I'm sorry to make you play along to help me keep up appearances. To make decisions among our kind, we need both a crude reason that the people can understand emotionally and a novel form of diversion. Your new estate will be a temporary home until the day you gain true freedom. It is the safest form of freedom I can provide in this world. What? Appearances? Get me away? What do you mean? You are truly special. You are the only thing in the world that is truly dear to me. I've felt this way since before you came to the moon. Why lie, bro? Okay. Alright, you were sensing a rug pull, and then he's bringing out the schmooze talk again. Okay. I don't really know what to make of all of this either. Okay, I truly believe on some level, Acmea cares for Cairngorm. There is some level of affection there, but not to the level that you would change fundamentally your goals. So again, you're going to try to make this transition as smooth as possible by getting you freedom, but this isn't what Cairngorm's goal is anymore. That was the premise initially, but it's never been freedom since you two became an item, right? All he wants now is you, And again, you're sensing that that's going away. And here we go. What? and then we touch a box or something, and then he just disappears. This is your left arm. It's not a replica, it's the arm we took 102 years ago. Don't worry, I've removed the outer layer of quartz. I'll put it back on for you. Man, I forgot that Acmea. I forgot that Kangom even was missing an arm. When did that arm go missing? That's ringing a bell. I'm sure that happened at some point. We could see the arm missing here too. I can't quite hug him too. There's something in that. Keep that shit cryogenically frozen on my island bed as well. What a crazy thing. Alright, and then you see the arm. I'll put it back on for you. You're gonna grab the arm and then fucking run away? What are you doing, Kangom? You're crunching the arm away? Okay. Crunch, 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 crunch. Rumble, rumble, grug, grug, grug. My wish is different now. I'm going with you into nothingness. This doesn't... No, that's not the solution either, Kangom. Because here's the problem. You should want to go into nothingness because you've detached yourself from all earthly desires, not because of your earthly desires. Do you know what I mean? This is suicide culty, as opposed to feeling like this really like freeing process, like you've been allowed to be released. It feels like you're, again, shackling yourself. And again, here's the other part of it. That seems like something that's kind of unique to Lunarians. You seem like different compositionally, right? I'll find my own way to make it work. It'll take way too long if I let you do it. But I don't want to hear it. I'm not listening to you anymore. Keeping my arm like it's some kind of treasure, that's stupid. What do you mean, since before I came to the moon? Then why didn't you bring me here sooner? And then a kiss with a lot of saliva. Ew. Okay, let me get to the end of this chapter, which I'm sure is about to end before unpacking all of this. Is it such a big secret that you can only talk about it inside my mouth? I didn't get it. I'll try one more time. And then another smooch to get him to shut up, essentially. Okay, that doesn't feel good at all. Anyway, there's the next chapter, Admirabilis, after the wedding. Alright, let's go back. There's a few things I want to talk about. I think you destroying the arm is out of fear. Out of fear that you'll return to that old person that you hate and that you've discarded so very much. Again, you feel like, I'm going to say it again, teenager, right? I've become this new person, right? I've grown up. I'm experiencing adolescence. I don't want any part of the stuff which I used to do. I want to cast all that stuff aside. It screams like I've grown up and I played with like action figures or dolls or something, right? And, you know, mum's kind of brought out the dolls again or brought out the action figures. And instead of embracing that part of yourself even a little bit, right? You're very quick to discard them. No, I'm too grown up for that now. I don't need this other arm. I found you. You're my new other arm. And I'm willing to follow you ethically to the ends of the universe now. And again, Kangom starts to ask some good questions here. What do you mean since I came to the moon? Why didn't you bring me here sooner is a fantastic question. Why do you just bring this up now? It's like you just found it, actually. It's not like you've been treasuring it. It's like this is another level of manipulation, right? What do you mean you've been keeping it as some kind of treasure? Were you really waiting till wedding night to do this kind of thing? Really? Is that what we're doing? It screams like you're starting to figure something out, and then he just shuts you up with a kiss. And then again, another kiss. Everything's back to normal. We're back to being a lovey-dovey couple instead of unpacking any of these questions. Which is one, hey, I've built you in a state way far away where you can be free away from me, which doesn't seem like what you want at all. And hey, why are you keeping my arm? Hey, why are you being so weird? Hey, why didn't you bring me here sooner? Hey, why aren't you talking to me about me actually transitioning into nothingness as well? Why do you seem hesitant about that? All these are great questions. Again, shut up and kiss me. Not the correct tact, I would say. And yeah, that's us halfway through volume 10, and where I'll stop for tonight. That was fantastic again. I really like this manga, guys. I think it's really good, and it gets me yapping, which is half the battle. Yeah, hopefully this recorded okay. I've had lots of trouble recording things lately, so fingers crossed. Yeah, but that was great. That was fantastic. Please comment. I love the comments. I love talking about this thing more. Discord, if you want to talk to me about it even more after that. We're going to finish Volume 10 next time, so look forward to it. Maybe even more. We'll see what I'm feeling like next Friday or next Thursday. Yeah. 2 thumbs up. Comment. I said to comment. Patreon. Like the video. Subscribe. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.